Welcome to Slam News.
Welcome to Channel 5 Slam News with anchors Elena Galliano and Lindsay Nolan, with Sammy Wiseman on sports and Matt Taylor on entertainment and weather.
Our top story tonight centers on the shocking incident in Miami last week, in which a man, Rudy Eugene, bit off the nose, mouth, and eyes of a Ronald Popo, a 66-year-old homeless man, in the middle of the day on May 26th. This disturbing assault caused a stir throughout the nation, as Eugene's attack was unprovoked and without any motive. Today, information from Eugene's autopsy report is starting to shed a little more light on the situation. While surprisingly no human flesh was found in his stomach, 2 undigested pills were discovered. This only supplies more evidence to the belief that Eugene was under the influence of bath salts, a synthetic drug that causes delirium and extremely violent behavior during the attacks. While we won't know exactly what these 2 pills were until the autopsy report is completed, we do know that authorities also found traces of marijuana in his system. The attacker's girlfriend, Ivanka Bryant, insists that Eugene was not on drugs, saying that he never drank and only tried marijuana once. With Eugene's animalistic behavior both during and before the attack, including stripping naked in the streets and growling at others, seems to indicate that he definitely was not in the right state of mind. We'll have more as the story develops over the next few days. Thank you. All I can say is poor Ronald, honestly.
What are bath salts?
Really, what are bath salts? Like, how do you do those as drugs? I do not understand.
I don't know if you swallow them or you, bathe in them.
Also, why would Eugene go after this poor Ronald? He's just a hobo. Bet he doesn't even have the medical insurance to take care of himself in the hospital. Really sad story. It really hits home with me. Yeah. It really does. So now, everybody, here's a local news story with Lindsay Nolan.
In local news, a man from Morganville is missing. Authorities have reason to believe that 57-year-old Savino Mazzilli is in Keyport Harbor and have begun a search for him. A 30-member crew was issued last night to search Lower Raritan Bay in hopes of finding the man. Mazzilli was last seen on Friday night when he took his boat, a 33-foot Sea Ray, out of Keyport Yacht Club. Mazzilli had planned to spend the night on his boat and meet his wife at Keyport's Yacht Club annual regatta, but he never arrived. The police were contacted around 11 o'clock that night. Keyport's fire and first aid departments searched the waters last night but did not find the man. This morning, the Coast Guard continued to search with the dive teams, water rescue squads, a number of different fire departments, and a Monmouth County helicopter also helped to continue the search. We'll have more on this story develops, but if you have any information regarding the man's whereabouts, please contact your local authorities.
A few months ago, I was lonely. I was a lonely Christian woman. And then I one day went on ChristianMingle.com. Thanks to Christian Mingle, I soon found my soulmate.
I thought Satan was trying to keep me from finding my soulmate, but then I found her on ChristianMingle.com. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Christian Mingle. Welcome back. In the studio this morning, we have one of the most popular upcoming actresses in business. In the studio today is Emma Stone, star of the summer's The Amazing Spider-Man. Hello, Emma.
Hi, Elena. How are you?
I'm good. So, tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, I play Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man, and basically I'm Peter Parker's girlfriend in the movie, and I just go through adventures with him as he becomes Spider-Man.
So, what kind of reaction should we expect from this movie?
Well, I think the movie is very action-packed, and there's a little bit of a romance to it, so I think audiences of all ages will really enjoy it, and people who like romance and action and superhero films, so it's one of those sort of things.
Speaking of romance, I hear we have some on-screen and off-screen romance between you and one of your co-stars. Want to tell me about that?
Well, yeah, I've been dating Andrew since the movie started, so he's been really good. We've just been in a relationship, and we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah.
Andrew plays Peter Parker, correct?
Yeah, he plays Peter Parker.
Wow, that's a really lucky girl you are there. The Amazing Spider-Man is a little different from some other movies you've done. Do you want to tell us about how you feel about that?
Yeah, it's been different. Usually I do comedies and stuff like that, but this movie's more action-packed and it's different to play a new role, and it's exciting and I like it a lot, yeah.
How'd you feel about dyeing your hair back after you had been blonde for the movie?
Actually I was originally a blonde, and then somebody told me I should dye my hair red to be more desirable as an actress and that sort of look. But dyeing back blonde was okay, yeah, and then I dyed it back to being red just now, so yeah, it's pretty good.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Also, besides being called one of the most popular upcoming actresses, you've been called one of the most beautiful and sexy actresses coming up in this business. Number 7 on the top hottest 100 list. How do you feel about these things that people are saying about you being sexy and beautiful?
I mean, America has good taste. What can I say? No, I'm just kidding. It's very honoring to be number 7 on top 100 hottest.
You beat Megan Fox, to be honest. So, you know, you actually look like one of my colleagues. Her name's Lindsay. Have you ever seen her? Have you seen her in the studio lately?
No, I haven't seen her. I get most of my news from the Hitching Post, so I haven't watched this news station too often.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's one of our big competitors, the Hitching Post. They're really great, you know. We can't compete with their news team.
Mm-hmm.
Their editors, don't get me started. That advisor, come on.
Yeah. I heard that advisor is very, very amazing and talented and very good looking, but she's off the market now, so
She's engaged.
we can't do anything about it.
Well, Emma, there you have it, everybody. The scoop on Gwen Stacy, and the Emma Stone is here with us.
Thanks, Alina. In national sports, 2 Auburn football players were killed last night after a fight broke out over a woman. While authorities have yet to confirm the victims of the shooting, family members, alumni, and local reporters all insist that the Ladarius Phillips and Ed Christian are dead, and that teammate Eric Mack is being hospitalized. The shooting began at around 10 p.m. last night, putting the apartment complex where it happened in lockdown until 1:20 a.m. According to Turquoise Vines, who was in attendance at the party, he and many of his friends began to argue over one female who was also in attendance at the party. Vines punched one man he was fighting with, while his friend hit the man over the head with a bottle. Then another man took out a gun and began his shooting rampage. The violent incident has devastated many, including Phillips' mother, Jamesia, who stated that she is always proud of her boy and for helping her and for his recent decision to transfer to Jackson State University. The story certainly devastates many of the fans of Auburn University, as well as the team. We'll be back with more sports after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Wow, this regular soda is getting so boring.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wish we had something new to drink.
Try Pepsi Max. Maximum flavor, 0 calories.
Emma Stone!
How did you get in my house?
Welcome back. In other national sports news, the French Open is really heating up, with Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal each having a shot at making history in the men's finals. Djokovic, the top seed, reached his first French Open title match about 2 days ago and became the first man in 43 years to win 4 Grand Slam titles in a row. Nadal, meanwhile, in the second seed, advanced to his 7th final in 8 years. He has dropped only 35 games, the fewest since 1980. Yesterday, Maria Sharapova won the women's final, and the men's final is scheduled to start around 3 p.m. local time in Paris, despite a forecast of rain. We'll be back with more sports, more local sports, and a little bit later. Let's check back with Sammy and Lindsay.
Here's a very touching story.
Thank you, Matt. More than 20 small dogs found living in poor conditions on a property in Wilkemont County are being put up for adoption. Poor puppies. David Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the Humane Society of Wilkemont County, said all the dogs are terrier mixes. Fitzgerald said the dogs were found living in outdoor kennels with high grass and weeds, water bowls that had been turned over, and mold and mildew. The owners of the dogs agreed to give the dogs to the Humane Society in order to avoid any penalties or enforcement action. Fitzgerald said the dogs are in good health and 2 have already been adopted. So make sure you go down to the Humane Society and adopt some cute new puppies.
In local sports, Marlboro police joined many other cops as they ran up Route 9 on Friday morning, symbolically passing the torch to raise funds for the Special Olympics, which were held this past weekend. The officers ran from ShopRite in Freehold to ShopRite in Marlboro, with officers from the Malvern Police Department. The passing of the torch kicked off the Special Olympics, which were held at the College of New Jersey. Over 3,000 officers ran throughout New Jersey to help raise money so that special needs children can attend free of charge. Many local businesses sponsored the events, and thanks to their success, over 22,000 children will be able to attend. What an inspirational story. Now let's go back to Linda.